Hello everybody, SmilingSuncake here.
Long Chogo!
And welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire, and my fart went away.
Oh.
Damn it.
So, boop! See how you can hop that ledge like I did in the previous video, which I forgot to point out, and just boop! And there you go. So, we're back in Little Root Town.
Is this like our main... Oh god, he's so fat.
This is like your hometown, like it was in Leaf Green, where it's like the lab, your home, and your rival's home, and that's about it. So, you're going to want to talk to Professor Birch. Oh, hi, Chungo. I heard you beat May on your first try. No matter how many times you beat May, he will always say, I heard you beat May on your first try.
Yeah.
That's excellent. May's been helping with my research for a long time. May has an extensive history as a trainer already. Here, Chungo, I ordered this for my research, but I think you should have this Pokedex. Pokedex allows you to, whenever you see a Pokemon, it gets put into your Pokedex. The actual main goal of being a Pokemon trainer is seeing every Pokemon, which is actually technically impossible. But that's another story. So, and once you catch a Pokemon, you get the specifics of it, like the descriptions and all that, because you can actually, like, look at the Pokemon. It makes sense. What I just got now was Pokeballs. That's what allows you to catch Pokemon. That is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing in this game. So, with that, we're actually able to catch some new friends, which we will more than likely be doing in this episode.
Pokemon get caught in Pokeballs.
Balls to you!
You take balls and you put men in it.
Yep. Chongo, did you introduce yourself to Professor Birch? Oh, what an adorable Pokemon you got from Professor Birch. How nice. You're your father's child, alright? You look good together with Pokemon. Here, honey, if you're going out on an adventure, wear these running shoes. They'll put a zip in your step. What I've never understood from the beginning of playing this LP and any other Pokemon game is the fact that you can't run unless you get the running shoes, which I've never understood. What are you doing?
Hey, I'm a runner. I suggest running. I actually need to pee, and I'm going to do it outside in the middle of recording.
Okay. So how y'all doing tonight? It's just a solo recording. Haven't done one of these in a while, but Smiling will be right back. Anyway, so she's basically... Yeah.
A penis.
Yep. This is going to be great on recording. Anyway, by the way, we're not gay. I thought I would... You're not gay. You like women. Shut up. Okay, anyway. So... random encounter with a Wurmple. As I've said before, definitely don't recommend this Pokemon. I'm not going to catch it. Don't even want to use the experience because I'll get plenty of experience in the future. What are you pissing on? I don't know. So, we are going to depart into the first route. And what I would recommend is going up into this grass. There are definitely a few Pokemon I would recommend. One of them is this. Oddly enough, I definitely recommend Zigzagoon, as you will see in just a moment. Now, the thing with Zigzagoon is it can learn a variety of hidden machine moves, which will be very important in the near future, such as Cut, Rock Smash, Strength, and Surf. It can also learn, I feel like there's one more it can learn, but I'm forgetting which one. Sorry. The lower the Pokemon's health, the easier it is to catch it. And if it has a status condition, it also becomes easier to catch.
Just froze my fucking dick off. Are you kidding?
So you want to go in the bag and go to Pokeball to try and catch it. Now, Zigzagoon is actually a really helpful Pokemon, not only for that, but it also has the ability Pick-up, which means that at random times it will pick up an item and have it held until you take it off. It can get practically any item in the game. Definitely a very helpful Pokemon. Even if you don't want to permanently use it on your team, I would definitely recommend it. Excuse me. What should we call it?
It kind of looks like a penis.
What? You high?
Like a really fucked up penis. Pokemon teams. Why don't you talk about that in case you don't know?
So essentially,
like
this is where your 6 Pokemon are going to show. There's 4 missing slots. I have 2 Pokemon. You're going to have 6 Pokemon. You want them to be really diverse. You want maybe like a 1 or 2 bulky Pokemon to like take hits and stuff. You're going to want the rest to be damaging Pokemons. Various moves are effective on various types. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, like...
essentially, you're going to be collecting Pokemon as you go, but really before you even start, you want to pick out 6 Pokemon that you're going to want to use when you go into those final battles.
Yeah.
You're going to need a diverse team if you want to win at the end.
I very, very, very highly recommend looking up a guide, looking up a Let's Play such as this that shows you what kind of Pokemon you could use to beat the Elite Four. The Elite Four is no joke. It is a very, very, very difficult thing to do.
And if you do want to see something, I will suggest this. Go check out the final videos from Elite Green. The last 2 members of the Elite Four and the finale were absolutely incredible. We should not have won.
We should not have won. I was not high enough level. I have learned my lesson. This time I might do some grinding more than likely at the very end because I think, honestly, I will need it.
And again, some of that stuff, if it is just straight up grinding, it will be done off screen.
Yeah. So, I just want to show you guys real quick. As you can see in the middle of your screen, maybe to the right a little bit, it says pickup, may pick up items. Just that easy. And at random times, you'll have a little item icon that I'll show in a bit. But there's actually a few Pokemon you can catch here. You can catch a Psychic type that is very rare named Ralts. Definitely recommend this Pokemon. Eventually evolves into Gardevoir by level 30, Kirlia by level 20. Definitely a fantastic Pokemon if you're looking for a Psychic type. I definitely recommend it. Zigzagoon, like I said, you want to catch at least one for your team, even if you're not going to use one. Wurmple, don't bother catching it. It is a terrible Pokemon. Just don't even bother. You can also find... I believe you can also find the version exclusives in this area. I'm pretty sure. We're not running into one, which is very strange. But in Sapphire, it is Lotad, and in Ruby, it is Seedot. Seedot will eventually evolve into Shiftry. Here we go! Lotad. Lotad is a fantastic Pokemon. Mr. Chugga Conroy is actually currently using one on his team. Evolves into Ludicolo, the most ridiculous Mexican stereotype in the history of Pokemon. It is actually a really good Pokemon. I would definitely recommend it over Shiftry.
So Chugga's doing Pokemon Emerald right now?
He is.
Is that...
Emerald is like...
Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire.
Yeah. The way it works is usually they'll come out with 2 games and then come out with a 3rd one. It's like how they came out with Blue and Red and then had Yellow. Yeah. They had Gold and Silver, then they came out with Crystal. Kind of like that. But it looks like we're not really running into any Pokemon right now, which is a little frustrating. I definitely want to catch, I want to actually have a full party of Zigzagoons because that gives you a higher chance of getting pickup items.
What's the actual difference between, like, the different versions within the gens?
The only difference is, the only ones that I can really think of are, usually there's version exclusive, which is, one version will get 1 Pokemon. And the other version will get a pretty much similar version, like in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Oh, there's a Ralts. Definitely recommend it, as I said before, but I do not want one on my team because I feel it as though it's almost too good in a way. And I have my team planned out, and I'm actually enjoying my team. So yeah. Can I get a fucking Zigzagoon?
No, you cannot.
Like, oh
it's
my
like
God.
It's like if I was on the side towards us and there were tits on the other side.
Just not getting them.
They just don't show up, right? You know? You have a certain percentage.
Thank you.
Then they do.
So if you can see in the upper left-hand corner, you can actually see a Pokeball icon. That means we have this Pokemon. We've caught it at some point. I don't know if that means you have it in your possession, even in the PC. I just know that means you've caught it at some point. So just gonna throw a Pokeball and grab the Zigzagoon, just like that.
And one thing with Pokeballs, in case you don't know. When you are catching Pokemon, you have to get their health down, at least a bit before, and some are harder to catch than others. You're going to get ones who are near impossible to catch unless you get their health down all the way, and even still, they're almost impossible to catch. Like, wasn't the one that Chugga, like, tried to catch all day long, and then he, like, went crazy, and then finally got one and he screamed, and then he, like, squeaked his voice and popped an asshole.
I think that was Fanfi.
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty sure. So, Pokemon are pretty weak. Gonna go ahead and restore them. Like I said, not planning on using these Zigzagoons for actual battle. I think 3 will do enough. I like having, 4 or 5, but, I mean, kind of want to get this LP going.
But at this point in the game, you're not going to have a full 6, so you might as well have those Zigzagoons sit there, get you items, and then when you do have a full team later on, you just get rid of them.
So, that's what I'm talking about, like, how people can see you, and then you have to battle them. That's how it works. This is our first real battle of the game, besides the, rival battle, but this is a youngster Kelvin. He has a Zigzagoon. What do you know?
Tough.
Right?
Just put a Zigzagoon against it.
Right?
Completely equal battle.
Except he's probably higher. I'm pretty sure he's higher level than all of mine. So he's doing moves that are not attacking me, but they're lowering my stages. each separate section of your Pokemon has 6 stages total. There is attack and special attack. And correspondingly, there's defense and special defense. So how much damage you take is based off how much HP you have and how much of a defensive stat compared to their attack or special attack stat you have. Then there's speed, who determines to go first. It's pretty simple.
Wow, we almost came to whole level.
Yep.
From one Zigzagoon.
This game is actually very interesting because, to start, they give you actually a lot of XP, but as the game progresses, it actually is very hard to level up your Pokemon. I find myself getting very underleveled in this game very often.
And that's when we're going to have to start grinding.
Yeah, more than likely. So, going for Pound, because not only is it my strongest move, but Wurmple is actually Bug, and Bug is resistant to Grass. So, the way resistances work is if you resist it, like Bug resists Grass, then it does half the damage. So usually Absorb would do 30, but since it's a Bug type, it does half of 30, which means it does 15. So definitely want to be going with Pound. It's over twice as effective. It's actually 2.5 times better. And then there's such thing as quad resist and quad weaknesses, which is like if you have a flying dragon type, if it gets hit with an ice type move, it does 4 times the damage. So that is something to definitely look for when you're planning out a team. Make sure you don't have a lot of weaknesses to the same thing, or else, you know, one Pokemon could just blaze through your team, and that's kind of bad. So, here's a trainer. Might as well face him. Oh, well, there you go. Upper right-hand corner, berries, which we will be introducing in just a moment. This LP is kind of hard to start out. It's hard to explain everything, but I promise it will be a lot easier commentary coming up in the future because, you know, we're trying to get the basics out of the way for those that are just absolutely in the dark. But, oh, there's a critical hit, which we haven't seen all LP, which we had a lot of in the initial couple fail recordings.
Yeah. It doubles the damage from hit.
I think it does like double and a little more, I think. Mm-hmm. I've actually never really understood it, but it also goes through any stat decreases. So let's say they had reduced all of my special attack to like the basic stage. I would still I would do as if I had no lowering of my special attack and then times 2 and a little bit. So they can be very, very game-changing at points, so definitely something to look out to. Now, this is actually a pretty hard Pokemon. Taillow, very good Pokemon. Flying type you can catch coming up. Very strong, very fast. And it can I've actually, no joke, I have whited out, which means you basically lose all your Pokemon, you lose money, and you have to go back to the previous Pokemon Center from that Taillow, even though it's level 3. That thing is nothing to get around with. Just be careful. So, this is the introduction of berries into this game. You can pick berries, you can plant berries, and then they will grow back, but in this kind of LP where you're just kind of going through, not taking lots of time, I would definitely recommend just picking them. There are certain berries that you want to plant. If you want to look those up, you probably want to look at Chugga's vids. We're not really going to go into detail about berries, because they're not really that important, especially planting them for blocks. Here is a potion, restores 20 HP, if I didn't explain that earlier, which I don't think I did. Very helpful item. Definitely recommend picking it up. That's your 3rd free potion, actually, so, definitely recommend grabbing all those. You're going to need all of them that you can eventually.
It's a good deal.
That's my favorite. We had a video.
Free! That's my favorite price!
I want to say that was, like, I don't know why I'm using Absorb. I think it's because I've been doing, like, more damage with Absorb. It's really strange. I think it's because, well, he just lowered my attack there. And, Grash is a special attack in this game. At one point, they changed it, so if you got physically hit by a move, it was a physical attack, which was based off your attack stat. But, in this game, it's just certain types are physical and certain types are special, which is a little annoying because it's very confusing for people that have played both types. You always forget which one is which. I actually originally thought that, you know, just physical moves were the one that physically hit them, but then I learned from Chugga's vid, ironically enough, that, it's actually not in this game, which, really kind of changed my thought on a couple Pokemon. That's why I thought Shiftry was, worse than before, if that makes sense. I think I might have said that incorrectly. Dark is a physical move, and I thought it was special, and then I was using Hidden Power on it, and it like wasn't doing anything. You'll understand later. But we just took down that Zigzagoon, which is pretty cool. Hitting level 10. Trico getting really high. Level 10 is pretty darn good for this this point in the game. Yeah. Let's check if any Zigzagoons. Ah, see? You see that little icon that's under it, the yellow and red one? That means it has an item attached to it. So you can go to item, take, and you get a super potion, which you cannot have at this point in the game. It is plus 50 health, which is extremely good for this point in the game. And then the nugget, which is worth 5,000 Poké Dollars.
What?
So, definitely recommend picking up Zigzagoons, folks. I am actually really surprised Mr. Chucky Conroy didn't do that. So, welcome to Petalburg Woods. There's a gym here, but if you can look, Gym Leader Norman, that probably sounds familiar. That is actually your dad's gym, ironically enough. But it's the 5th gym. You're not allowed to go to the gym in this game until you do the previous one. The only one that I believe you can do that in is Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red, ironically enough. So, took a little bit of a beating, lost some power points. Definitely recommend going to the Pokemon Center. So, I'm actually really curious as to if you guys are enjoying this LP so far. It's a lot of information to start. I know I'm trying to take a step back, take a breather.
It's a lot of stuff though at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you are a person who's new to Pokemon series, give us a comment down below. Let us know. Again, these first couple episodes will be a lot of explaining, but once we get that done, it's going to be really much easier for you guys to understand. So, yeah, stick it out here.
So, one thing I want to mention real quick is that if you don't really know Pokemon well and there's something you don't really understand and you would like to be explained, just ask, put a comment on this video or any other Pokemon video. I usually try and patrol Pokemon kind of vids, especially with my actual YouTube account. So,
and those ones will be responded to by Chongo, his channel, Learn Chongo.
Yeah.
And then again, remember, I run the comments on SmilingSuncakeStudos, the actual username there. I probably won't know the specific question, so if you do see a guy named Chongo, respond to your question. No, it's not some creeper.
Also,
it is Chongo.
Just one quick thing. Google is your friend. It might sound a little dicky, but 99% of questions you may have can be answered by a quick Google type in. So definitely do your research. I mean, if you're having problems with something, you might as well just get it done in, like, what, maybe 2 minutes by looking on Google instead of waiting a couple days for our Pokemon vids. So, definitely recommend Googling things, looking up guides, all that stuff. So, here's Wally. You'll see him a couple times throughout the game. He's actually a pretty cool guy. But something that's very, very interesting will happen. Your dad actually gives him a Zigzagoon to help him catch a Pokemon, because he doesn't have a Pokemon. He wants to become a Pokemon trainer, but he doesn't want to walk over to the other place. So, yeah. Anyway, so you're going to take a little stroll with Wally, and you're going to head over this way. And you're going to step in this grass. And this is the same route as before, so all the Pokemon that I mentioned before are catchable here. And I don't know how, but his first step in the grass is a Ralts.
Oh, yeah, you know.
It's like a 4% chance or something, and he just gets it. So this is a basic tutorial of how to catch Pokemon. It's actually really helpful for people that don't understand. So basically right now he's attacking the Ralts, making it weaker. Ralts actually doesn't know any moves but Growl at this point. It will continue to learn or use Growl until I want to say level 6 when it learns Confusion, although it might be 7, but I'm pretty sure it's 6. So once you get it low enough, low yellow or red is definitely recommended. Red is the best, obviously. He's going to use that Pokeball he has, and spoilers, he catches it every time. So,
and again,
there you go.
Red is a little more risky because you do risk killing the other Pokemon, and then you wouldn't be able to get it. So be careful when you get it down there.
There are certain Pokemon that will only appear once in the game, and we'll get to those much, much, much later. But if you get to that point where you think it's a Pokemon that you can only meet once, you definitely want to save your game. Saving your game is always a good idea before any major thing, like a rival battle, a gym battle, anything like that, to make sure you don't lose your lose any money or anything.
Using the emulator, save state that shit. Be a cheater. Who gives a fuck?
Right?
Yeah. Alright, so we talked to our dad. Again, at each gym, you collect badges, you get all the badges, you get Elite Four. We already went over all this.
I believe you can look at it by going to here. If you go to your player card, you can see at the bottom the badges. I don't have any, so none are showing up right now. But looking at the money thing, I just got what did I do?
You're good.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Shit myself a little.
Right. So one thing I actually want to do, is there a mart here? I think there is over here. Yeah. So with that nugget that I just got, I want to go here. So at the mart, you can buy a Pokeball, a potion, an antidote, a paralyze heal, awakening, escape rope, repel, X speed. Repel will make sure you don't run into any wild Pokemon that are lower than your level of the Pokemon in the front slot. Very, very useful. We'll be using those in the future. There's escape ropes, which allows you to get out of a cave or a dungeon. X speed raises your speed in battle. Same with X defend with the defense stat, attack with the attack stat. Orange mail is something that I find completely useless. Awakening will make sure that you wake up if you ever fall asleep. Paralyze heal will get you rid of paralyzing. Antidote will get rid of poison. Potion restores 20 HP, and Pokeballs are Pokeballs. Pretty easy enough. First, I would like to sell the nugget I got, which is worth 5,000 Pokedollars.
Oh,
I know. And then I'm gonna buy some Pokeballs. So I'm gonna buy about 5. Make sure I have enough. I'm gonna double check my Zigzagoons real quick. Oh, alright. So, there is one more thing I would like to do before we finish off this episode, and it's by going out into Route 104 to catch a new Pokemon. So, hopefully we'll find it soon. Is this the Pokemon I'm looking for? It is! A Taillow!
Hey.
Like I mentioned before, this Pokemon is actually a very good Pokemon. I don't know if it's normal flying. I think it is. So, it has a resistance to Ghost.
It's getting pumped up.
Getting pumped up, which means it increases its crit ratio. Oh, that's pretty much 1 HP. That might be 2, but that's just about as good as you can get when it comes to health-wise. So I almost guarantee I catch this thing. And as you can see, that was a super effective stab. Look how much that did to something that was double its level. This thing is pretty darn strong. Definitely a good Pokemon to pick up. So, Taillow.
With that, we have our Taillow. And that'll probably do it for the episode. We'll give it a nice name here.
Shout out to Kote.
Good man.
Good man. Just gotta double check my Zigzagoons real quick. Alright, let's look at Kote. So it's got Guts, which is really good. It's got a Timid Nature, even better. Natures can do one of 2 things. It can do absolutely nothing to your Pokemon. Or, it can increase 1 stat and decrease 1 stat. Timid Nature is actually second, if not the best nature on Taillow. What it does is it increases its speed and reduces its special attack. You don't use special attack at all on Taillow, so it's very helpful. So, yeah, it is normal flying, so it's immune to Ghost, which is really awesome. Immune to Ground, which is really awesome. Guts, if you get hit by any status condition whatsoever, your attack stat doubles.
Jesus.
Really good. It has Peck, Growl, Focus Energy. Did I get it to 1 health? I did! 1 HP.
Jeez.
So perfect. So, after we heal up, that's actually going to be it for this episode. What did we get done in this episode? I feel like we did a little bit.
We got a good amount of shit done.
We
talked to our boss.
went through
worked out that one guy, Wally.
Yeah, went through the route, faced a couple trainers, helped Wally out. Caught some Zigzagoons, and caught a permanent member of our team. So, next time on Pokemon Sapphire, we will be heading out into the route where we caught Taillow and entering the forest, alright? See you guys next time!
Take it easy, Jews!